Have you ever looked at someone and thought, wow, they must have it all? Fame, money, awards, and millions of fans. That is what many people think when they see Helen Mirren. But what if I told you, behind her big smile and powerful voice, there is a story full of pain, loss, and sadness? What if I told you that even at the age of 80, Helen Mirren still carries wounds that cannot be seen? This is not just about a famous actress. This is about the human behind the spotlight. This is the heartbreaking truth about Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren's story began in London, England. Her father was Russian, and her mother was English. They lived a normal life. Not rich, not poor. Just like many other families. But even as a young girl, Helen had a big dream: to act. She worked hard, studied drama, and started performing in plays. People quickly noticed how good she was. She did not just act, she became the character. Soon, she was in movies and on television. Her talent was so strong, people called her one of the best actresses in the world. She won awards, walked on important stages, and even played Queen Elizabeth on screen. Millions cheered for her. But very few knew the pain she was hiding. Helen always said she did not want children. Some people did not understand that. But what many do not know is the reason goes deeper than just a choice. When she was young, Helen saw her mother suffer through hard times. Her mother gave up her own dreams for the family. Helen did not want to follow the same path. She feared the sadness she saw growing up. So she chose to focus only on her work. But that choice came with a price. As her friends became parents and had big families, Helen sometimes felt alone. She later said, "I do not regret it. But I do wonder, what would life have been like?" In the year 1986, Helen met a man named Taylor Hackford, a movie director. They fell in love. But like any love story, theirs was not always easy. Taylor had 2 children from his past marriage. Helen had to step into their lives carefully. It took time. But slowly, they became a family. They did not get married right away. In fact, it took them over 10 years before they said "I do." People asked, "Why so long?" Helen once answered, "We were already together in our hearts." Paper did not matter. But then tragedy hit. Taylor's son, Rio Hackford, passed away at just 51 years old. He was a kind man, a good son, and a loving father. Helen had known him since he was young. His loss broke her heart. She said it was like losing a piece of her own soul. She still talks about him sometimes, with tears in her eyes. This was not the only loss Helen faced. Over the years, many close friends and actors she worked with passed away. Each one took a piece of her past with them. Even though she became a star, Helen often felt like she did not belong. She once said, "I was never the prettiest. I was never the youngest. I did not fit in. But I still kept going." That shows her strength, yes. But it also shows how often she felt left out, even when standing in front of cameras and bright lights. Now, at 80, Helen speaks openly about growing older. She says her body is slower, her mind forgets things sometimes, and she often misses people who are no longer here. She also says something that touches the heart. "I am not afraid of aging. I am afraid of losing love." That one sentence tells us so much. It shows us that behind the strong voice and the famous name is a woman who feels pain, just like anyone else. Helen has spent her life making others feel something through her roles. She has made people laugh, cry, and think deeply. But her real story is one we do not always see. It is filled with hard choices. It is full of goodbyes. And it carries deep pain, the kind that does not go away with time. So next time you see Helen Mirren on a screen, remember, behind the awards, the smile, and the fame is a woman who has lived through deep sorrow. She is brave, yes. But not because of her roles. She is brave because she keeps going, even when her heart is heavy. And that is why her story matters. If this touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe.